Well, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Apparently, my camera just decided to turn off. I've been talking too much, apparently. So, sorry about that. But I'll just pick up where I left off. I ended up with the jacks. Like I said, took that pot down. So, that built me back up. Got back close to 200 off of that pot. And was, kind of holding right there, back and forth, back and forth. Ended up picking up a hand that really hurt. I picked up pocket trays, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It was pocket trays. And the flop came up Jack 5. And went check, check. It was me and this guy, this Asian dude who was just a maniac. This guy was like, he was betting on anything. He never had anything. He was running through hundreds. I mean, and everybody at the table had taken a hand off this guy and gotten paid off. And every time I tried, I could never beat this guy. So I ended up picking up the pocket trays, and I really, I didn't know where I was at with it. So I ended up feeling, on the turn when, because if I'm not mistaken, I raised pre-flop. I raised to like 9 or 10, and he called on the button. Both the blinds folded, so it was just us heads up. And the flop came up Jack 5. I didn't know where I was at, but I checked, and he ended up checking. I don't know why I didn't take a stab there, to be quite honest. I don't know, I don't know what I was thinking. I admit this is one of my less good sessions I've played in a while, and I don't know if it was from distraction. I don't know if I just wasn't in the right place mentally. I don't know if I just, a couple of the bad beats just messed with my head. I don't know what, but I admit I made some bad plays. So turn card comes a 7, and I end up putting in a bet. I want to say I bet like 20 or so. He ended up thinking about it for a while, and he called. All right. River card hits an ace. I don't think he has an ace, mind you. I don't put him on an ace. But I think that he might have a 5. And I don't think he has a jack either. I don't. He even points to the 7 and goes, I have one of those, I have one of those, like kind of jokingly. So I'm figuring an ace is a decent scare card. I might be able to push him off of a hand like a 7 or a 5 with this ace. Technically, I could have played a hand like ace king, ace queen, ace 10 of this way. I raised pre-flop, cool. Check the flop to not c-bet, because I had c-bet a lot. Most times if I raised, I was c-betting. So, that's standard variance of my play. Don't c-bet. Try to take the turn, take the pot down on the turn. He calls. River card hits an ace. It could be very, possible I had an ace in my hand. So, I know that my hand isn't going to show up in a showdown with my trays. I know that's not going to happen. So I know I got to take a stab, and ended up betting 60 into the pot, and he almost instantly, he almost instantly raised, plus another like 150 or another 140 because he got 200 and put it out there. And I mean, at that point I was like, oh well, I know my threes aren't good. So I Hollywooded it for a minute and then ended up mucking him, and he showed the jack. So he had the jack, which I really didn't put him on. But he was so difficult to tell where he was at. If he was stone cold nuts or stone cold bluff, you couldn't tell. So it definitely that was a painful hand. And then really after that, that dropped me back down to about, I would say about $1.20-ish again. And then the absolute worst thing that could happen happened. I picked up pocket kings on the button. Everybody folds around me. Oh my God. Yeah, it was ridiculous. So I raise. Only person who calls is my buddy John, sitting directly next to me. And even though I raised to 12, I'm not going to bet it from there. So we checked it all the way down. Ended up showing my kings. And he ended up winning. He ended up winning the pot. He ended up hitting some bullshit like random 2-pair with like 7-5. It's horrible. So the one good hand I got pretty much all night outside of the Ace King, I didn't even really get to play. Didn't make any money off of. And at this point, it's probably about 4:30, close to 5 in the morning. And the game's starting to break. The crazy Asian maniac dude ends up going to the next table. And we're down to like 6-handed. So we end up deciding, you know, we're gonna call it a night. Though I want to keep playing. I'm trying to get unstuck at this point. So I ended up picking up 6-8. And end up the flop. Maybe I had 3-8. No, I had 6-8. I'm sorry, I had 6-8. Because the flop came up 7-5-4. So I end up flopping the joint. I mean, as good of a flop as you can get. There's this one guy who's in the pot who's been really cool, fun guy. We've been playing the whole night. And then this other dude who'd been pretty quiet, but had been putting in some action. And myself. And my buddy John's really drunk at this point. They're talking about going and getting drinks, whatever. So he's pretty much checked out. He's ready to go. He's actually booked a really good win. He took down a really big pot against a couple different people. One against that crazy Asian maniac dude, and took down a great pot. So he ended up booking like a $300-400 win. So I flopped a joint. And I'm in the small blind, I believe. Yeah, that's why I was actually in the hand with that, or in the pot with that hand. So I check. The kind of quiet guy ends up betting at it. Okay, so he bets like 12. Dude calls, I call. All right. Turn card hits a 6. Shitty, because it kind of kills some of my action, but it is what it is. So, again, I check. This dude bets. This guy pops him. I mean, he bets like 25. This guy pops it to like 50. I end up shoving, which like I said, I started the hand with about $1.20, $1.30, whatever. This guy ends up calling. This guy ends up calling. The dude that, you know, we've been playing with, pretty cool guy, stands up. He goes, I know what you have. We have the same thing. I say, great. Well, I hope not, but probably. So, plays out. I don't even remember what the river card was. It was something that didn't even matter. And this dude has a tray. So, he has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, he has the dumb end of the straight. This guy has an 8. I have an 8. So, we end up chopping his money. Of course, he didn't flop the joint like I did. He got there on the turn, which kind of how the night went, honestly. But that ended up pulling down, chopping this other dude's money. Brought me back up to about 160 or so, because I think I ended up dropping about $1.40 for the night, $1.50 when I factored in food and stuff. But yeah, I ended up, maybe it was $1.30 I lost. I don't know. I got in between 140 and 170, you know, where I walked. So that was literally the last hand. The table broke as we were chopping up the pot from there. So ended up having a negative 130 to 150. I don't remember exactly. Then ended up going and hanging out with John and this other dude while they had a couple drinks. His name was Jerry, I think. He's a firefighter from Miami. So Jerry, if you're watching, what's up, bro? You're a cool dude. If your name wasn't Jerry, I'm sorry. But all in all, it was a pretty sad session. There were a few hands I didn't go into, really, because they played pretty standard check call when I flopped second best. That happened 3 different times. Once so I flopped a 3, once I flopped a 7, and once I flopped a 9, all 3 times. Middle pair, check called all the way down, dropped the pot. And really, it was some bad play. This is one of the worst sessions I've played. Obviously, there was some bad luck, but this was some of the worst that I played in a while. And I don't know if that was just because I haven't been playing as much or what, but I was pretty upset with myself with how I played, to be quite honest. And I'm disappointed, but I know that's also partly because I haven't been playing as much. So I know not playing, you're not going to play that well, you know? So I really got to get better about getting out there and playing as much as I possibly can, even if I just go and sit some 3-6 limit or something just to get action. Like Nick the Greek said, just got to get that action. I don't care what level it is, as long as there's action. So I don't know, I got to get out there and do that. I might even get back up on like Bovada and play some play money or something just to see hands until I can get my money situation structured. So, or anybody out there who wants to stake an up-and-coming pro, hit me up, standard deal. I'll even do makeup if you want. I don't care. I'll even give you 60%, whatever. Just hit me up. I'm grasping straws at this point. So maybe that's what I need. Somebody out there to stake me, so holla. But as always, everybody, thank you very much for checking out my videos. Sorry that I haven't had anywhere near as many poker videos as I would like to lately. If I could, I would, believe me. And hopefully going forward, I'll be getting up more. I'm going to be trying to play as much as I can. So, as always, thank you guys. You can always check out the rest of my videos on MatthewMaley.com. You can also check them out if you'd like on YouTube. Just search for Matthew Maley Poker or MatthewMaley.com. Either one will get you there. You can also check me out on Facebook. I'm at Matthew Maley. I'm sorry, at Matthew Maley Poker. So check me out on Facebook. You can also check me out on Twitter at Matthew Maley. Finally, I'm kind of getting the hang of Instagram, having fun with filters now. So check me out on Instagram at Matthew Maley Poker there. Always putting up new videos, pictures, all kinds of stuff. So until the next video, I am signing off. Hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody had a great weekend. And again, I'm sorry that my videos haven't been coming up with as much frequency. I will do my best to get better about that. And until then, I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.